As archaeologists think they might have found the real Noah's Ark. A mountain in Turkey shows evidence of human activity in the area around the biblical
Mount
flood.
Ararat.
It's said to be Mount Ararat.
Buried beneath layers of time and stone, hidden on the rugged slopes of Mount Ararat, the second deck of Noah's Ark may have finally been uncovered. Scientists, researchers, and archaeologists have spent years digging, analyzing, and testing samples from the remote site, and now the evidence is undeniable. Tune in as researchers push deeper into the heart of history, because what they're about to uncover next could change everything. The Lost Ship of Ararat. A group of researchers trekking up the tallest peak in Turkey, Mount Ararat, stumble upon something incredible. They dig, they test, they analyze, and suddenly the whispers of legend might just be true. Right there, buried under layers of time and stone, they may have found the remains of Noah's Ark. But as they dig deeper, they uncover something that was never meant to be found. This isn't just some wild internet rumor. Scientists from universities across Turkey and the United States have spent years digging into this mystery. They took samples, ran tests, and found something remarkable. Deep within the soil at one of the highest points of Mount Ararat, there are signs of human activity and even traces of marine materials, right where ancient texts say the great ship came to rest. Could this truly be the Ark of legend? The story of Noah's Ark is ancient, going back thousands of years. According to the biblical account, a man named Noah was warned about a massive flood meant to wipe out the corruption of the world. Following divine instructions, he built a colossal wooden ship, gathered his family, and loaded pairs of every animal he could find. Then, as the rains came and waters rose, the ark floated above the chaos, carrying the last remnants of life through the disaster. After 150 days, the waters finally began to recede. As the flood drained away, the ark supposedly settled onto the mountains of Ararat. For generations, people have speculated about its final resting place. Explorers have scoured the region looking for clues, but until now there's been no solid proof. The area where this possible ark remnant was found is known as the Durapinar Formation. At first glance, it just looks like a natural rock formation, but dig a little deeper, literally, and things start to get interesting. The shape is suspiciously boat-like. It's about 430 feet long, which is strikingly close to the biblical description. The measurements line up, especially when using the royal cubit, an ancient unit of measurement that might have been used in the construction of the ark. And it's not just the size that raises eyebrows. Researchers have found what could be the remains of ancient wooden structures buried beneath the soil. They've uncovered patterns and materials that don't seem to belong to just another rocky hillside. Some believe this could be the long-lost second deck of the ark itself, preserved by time and sediment. Then there are the drogue stones, massive anchor-like rocks with holes carved through them. These stones have been found scattered around the region, and some believe they were once tied to the ark, helping it stay steady as it floated on the raging waters. Skeptics argue that the formation could just be an unusual geological phenomenon, shaped over thousands of years by natural forces. But the new findings are sparking fresh excitement. If this site does contain remnants of a massive ancient ship, it could be one of the greatest archaeological discoveries of all time. The work continues. Scientists are planning more tests, more excavations, and deeper dives into history to uncover the truth. If this really is Noah's Ark, then one of the oldest and most famous stories in human history just took a giant step closer to being more than just a tale. It could be real. Mount Ararat has long been a place of mystery. Rising over 16,000 feet into the sky, it is the highest peak in Turkey. Its slopes covered with ice and treacherous terrain. Even with modern equipment, climbing to its peak is no easy feat. Throughout history, adventurers, explorers, and religious scholars have risked their lives searching for clues about the Ark. Some claim to have seen wooden beams sticking out from the ice. Others reported ship-like structures hidden beneath glaciers. The stories never stopped, but proof remained elusive. New findings change everything. Buried beneath time. The recent findings bring new hope. Soil samples from the site show evidence of marine life, suggesting that this area was once underwater. This matches the timeline of the Great Flood described in religious texts. Layers of sediment covering the structure hint that it was buried over thousands of years. hidden away from prying eyes. Researchers believe the debris around the site could be part of the Ark's second deck, once towering above the floodwaters, now lost beneath layers of earth. The Ark was said to be built from gopher wood, a mysterious material mentioned in ancient texts. The exact nature of this wood remains a topic of debate. Some believe it was a type of hardwood resistant to rot and water damage. Others argue that it was a composite material reinforced with pitch to make it waterproof. The remains found at Mount Ararat suggest that whatever material was used, it has withstood the test of time, preserved under layers of sediment and ice. The structure's length raises even more questions. Using the measurements given in the Bible, the Ark should be around 450 feet long. The Darupanar formation is slightly shorter, but still remarkably close. Some scholars suggest that different cubit measurements were used in ancient times, making the Ark's dimensions flexible depending on interpretation. The possibility that this could be the legendary ship is gaining more traction with every new discovery. Among the most fascinating artifacts are the massive drogue stones found in the area. These enormous stones, weighing several tons, have large holes carved through them. Some experts believe they were used as anchors, helping to stabilize the Ark as it drifted through the floodwaters. Others suggest they might have been used to slow the vessel down as it approached land, preventing a rough landing on the mountain slopes. The presence of these stones in the region adds weight to the theory that a great ship once rested here. Evidence of human activity further supports the theory. Remnants of ancient settlements have been found near Mount Ararat, dating back thousands of years. Artifacts, tools, and even ancient inscriptions hint at a civilization that may have witnessed the aftermath of the flood. Could these people have been the descendants of Noah and his family? Could they have preserved the memory of the Ark's final resting place, passing it down through generations? The search for the Ark has spanned centuries, with many expeditions ending in failure. Harsh weather, treacherous terrain, and political tensions in the region have made it difficult to conduct large-scale excavations. Yet the legend persists, drawing explorers and scholars to Mount Ararat time and time again. Despite skepticism, the latest discoveries reignite the debate. The scientific community remains divided, with some calling for further investigation and others dismissing the findings as natural rock formations. However, the presence of marine materials at such a high altitude is difficult to ignore. If a massive flood did once cover the Earth, could this be where its survivors found refuge? Modern technology is playing a crucial role in the search. Ground-penetrating radar, satellite imaging, and advanced dating techniques are providing new insights into the site. Researchers hope that with further study, they can determine whether this structure is man-made or a natural formation. If proven to be an ancient ship, it would rewrite history, confirming one of the most famous stories ever told. Legends of a great flood exist in cultures around the world, from the Epic of Gilgamesh in Mesopotamian mythology to similar accounts in Hindu, Norse, and indigenous traditions. The idea of a great deluge wiping out the wicked and sparing the righteous is a recurring theme throughout history. Finding the Ark would provide a tangible link to these ancient stories, bridging the gap between myth and reality. As the research continues, the world watches with anticipation. Will the remains of Noah's Ark finally be confirmed? Could this be the ultimate proof that the flood was more than just a legend? The mysteries of Mount Ararat are far from solved, but each new discovery brings us closer to uncovering the truth hidden beneath its icy peaks. The deeper they dig, the more the past reveals itself. Ancient floods and the stones they left behind. A massive wooden structure hidden away on a rugged mountain for ages suddenly comes to light. The second deck of Noah's Ark, discovered on a remote peak. The idea sounds like something out of an adventure novel, but the evidence is piling up, and the signs are impossible to ignore. When thinking about how boats work, keeping them steady in strong currents is crucial. If the keel, the backbone of the ship, doesn't stay aligned with the flow of water, things go south fast. Anyone who's paddled a canoe in a fast river knows that once it turns sideways, disaster is close behind. That's where something called a drogstone comes in. These massive, heavy stones were dragged behind a ship to keep it steady, and giant drogstones have been found, ones that might belong to an Ark-sized vessel. What kind of ship needed stones that big? That's the question that keeps researchers up at night. Some experts believe these stones could have belonged to a vessel the size of something legendary. Looking across different cultures, the similarities in their stories start to stand out. Take the Native American legends, for example. Many tribes speak of an ancient flood that wiped out almost everything. How did people survive? Some say by climbing sacred mountains. Others mention something translated as a great canoe. Some historians dismiss these tales, claiming they were influenced by later Christian missionaries. But explorers like George Catlin, who lived with these tribes for years, documented these flood stories long before missionaries arrived. He noted that despite their different languages and beliefs, many tribes shared the same core story: a world-destroying flood that only a few survived. And it's not just North America. Stories of a massive flood show up in ancient cultures worldwide, from Mesopotamia to China to South America. The odds of this being mere coincidence shrink with every discovery. Science steps in with some eyebrow-raising findings. There's solid evidence of catastrophic floods that reshaped entire landscapes. North America, for example, experienced enormous floods that left deep scars in the land. Many fossils found today, including those of extinct animals, are buried in massive flood deposits. When a flood rips through, it doesn't just sweep things away, it buries them in layers of sediment. That's why so many remains of ancient creatures are found in flood deposits, encased in gravel and rock. Throughout history, stories of a massive flood have appeared in cultures all around the world. Scientists have confirmed that enormous floods did occur in ancient times, reshaping landscapes and human civilizations. Now, physical evidence has emerged that might support these ancient legends. Researchers have discovered giant stones, a massive buried structure, and intriguing signs that something extraordinary may rest atop a remote mountain peak. If this discovery is what it appears to be, it could be one of the most significant finds in human history. However, unraveling the mysteries of the past takes time, patience, and meticulous research. What secrets lie hidden beneath layers of earth and time? Could they provide clues to long-lost civilizations or forgotten events? These questions have fascinated historians, scientists, and explorers for centuries. The truth may have been buried for thousands of years, waiting for someone to uncover it. Each discovery adds another piece to the puzzle, bringing us closer to understanding our past. As researchers continue their investigations, they hope to unlock the secrets held within these ancient structures. What they find could change how we view history, humanity, and the world itself. But what if history as we know it is wrong? Could these discoveries rewrite everything we believe? Share your thoughts in the comments, like this post, and don't forget to subscribe.